Hello goat lovers, Crystal here with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats, and today I'm going to go over how I choose my breeding pairs. But before I do, if you're new to the channel and you like learning about goats, then take a moment to subscribe because you're not going to want to miss a thing. So as a breeder, my goal is to breed for improvement and production while still keeping in line with the breed standards. So in simple terms, what I do is I assess my doe, and then I want to pair her with a buck that's going to complement and improve the kids. So if you've been watching our channel long enough, you know that we like to keep our lines close. Now all that means is we like to line breed. So breeding goats who are related is a really quick way to improve your herd, but it also can be a really quick way to destroy your herd. It can accentuate the really good traits, but also it can accentuate the bad traits. So the first thing I consider when making my breeding pairs is the doe and buck's relationship to each other. I never breed siblings together, and I like the offspring to be 15% or less in relation. That doesn't mean I'm going to shy away from a higher percentage if I feel that the pairing is going to make really great offspring. So because all of my goats are registered through ADGA, I can use an online tool called Planned Pedigree. Now what this is I just type in a buck and I type in a doe. It's literally going to break down and let me know exactly the percentage of relation as well as which animals are contributing to that percentage. Now just to give you guys an idea as to what I'm talking about, so Mia here, say I paired her with her full brother Marshall, who I'm not going to do because again I don't breed sibling to sibling, but I just want to give you guys an idea of how the percentages work. But if I were to breed Mia with Marshall, their kids would be 25.52% related. Now Mayo is the top contributor at 6.48% and Vader the second at 6.26%. And then we have May at 1.58% and so forth, and the percentages just get lower and lower. Now let's say we bred Mia with Huck. Huck is her uncle, and their kids would be 6.41% related. Now, Lucky obviously would be the top contributor of this relation at 3.13%, and all other 9 contributors are under 1%. So obviously this year I chose to breed Mia to Aragon, and even Aragon, being the new blood that he is, their offspring is still going to be just under 1% related. And this is just from goats that are way down the pedigree line. So again, the first step I take in choosing my breeding pairs is figuring out the relationship to one another and singling out who I am not breeding to who. So when it comes to my young breeding stock, I like to pair my junior does.
Are you struggling to find that perfect gift for your loved ones this year? Well, search no further, because Blue Cactus Soap has you covered. We have a wide variety of soaps to choose from that are made right here from our lovely goat's milk. There's something for everyone, and don't forget to add some of our seasonal bars to your cart before they're all gone. And of course, right now you get free shipping on domestic orders over $50 through November 30th. So don't delay. Head on over to our Etsy shop and buy those gifts that everyone will love. The link to our Etsy shop is in the description below.
So when it comes to my young breeding stock, I like to pair my junior does with a junior buck if I happen to have the option. It just makes the first breeding season for these junior does a little bit easier to deal with if they do have a buck that's a little bit more comparable in size. So because I did have the option this year, I paired all 7 of my junior does up with my 2 junior bucks. So obviously the first thing that I wanted to figure out was relationship, because all 9 of my juniors are related to some extent. So as a quick side note, you guys, I do like to kid my junior does out at a year old. There is a lot of growth and development that actually takes place while they are pregnant. And if you wait till they're 2 years old before you kid them out, then it just kind of sets them back. So if my goats are of good size, width, and weight, even if I don't have a junior buck, I am still going to breed them. So now we get to the good stuff and choosing breeding pairs based on conformation. If you don't know what the ideal goat should look like, you're gonna have a tough time making smart breeding choices. So I highly recommend getting to know the ADGA scorecard and the linear appraisal program. And of course, I'm gonna leave all of the links to these tools and guides in the description. Now, when it comes to conformation, there are 4 main things I'm considering. The mammary system, obviously, is the udder. I'm considering general appearance, which is their whole all-around body and how they hold themselves, which is it goes even into the head and breed characteristics, into that chest, into that back line, the rump, and the feet and legs. So that's super important. Also thinking about dairy strength. Now, dairy strength is just super pliable skin, a long, lean, beautiful neck. They have lots of angularity to them, and also body depth. Now, I'm a big fan of the depth of body. It's just a really super deep barrel on a big wide chest floor. So those are the 4 main things that I'm considering while looking at conformation. So like I said in the beginning, I take a doe and I assess her weaknesses and strengths, and then I pair her with a buck that will complement her, and then hopefully throw improvement on the kids. So it's super important to keep in mind, you guys, that there is no such thing as a perfect goat, and there is always going to be room for improvement. And until you can actually look at your goat and see the flaws and what needs improved, obviously you're gonna have a hard time breeding for just that, breeding for improvement. So I'm going to use one of my favorite breeding pairings here. For example, Mayo and Vader. Now, Mayo here is an extraordinarily beautiful doe. You guys know how fond I am of her. And she's just really, really excellent as far as body conformation is concerned. She could use a little more dairy strength. So I'd like to see a little more angularity, a little bit longer neck, and just a little bit more dairy. So Vader here is an extremely dairy little guy. He's very angular. He's got that awesome pliable skin that you like to see. And so he hopefully would throw beautiful babies with Mayo. Mayo keeping in with her whole body conformation, her depth, all of the things that she's got going for her, and then just add a little bit more dairy strength to Mayo. So that would be the goal. So I take my gorgeous powerhouse Mayo, who I'd like to see a little more dairy strength on, and I pair her with my very dairy Vader to hopefully achieve kids that are very dairy little powerhouses. So if we take their 1-year-old daughter Mia here, and you take a look at her, I can proudly say that this is exactly what I wanted to see happen, and she's just absolutely stunning. So it is a breeding gone right. Mia is absolutely excelling in dairy strength, long neck, bone pattern, angularity, pliable skin, and she also has Mayo's strength and width. Keep in mind, Mia is only a year old and still has a lot of maturing to do, but she's right on track. And I know Mia is going to be a force to be reckoned with in a year or 2. So I just know Mia here is going to be a 4th generation grand champion. She's just gorgeous, aren't you? And lastly, I'm going to bring up breeding for coat pattern, eye color, or polled genetics. Now, I never, ever breed solely on those things. And frankly, I don't believe anybody else should either. The most important part of the goat is going to be its conformation, its mammary system, and how well it produces. So that coat pattern, the blue eyes, and you know, not wanting to disbud your goats are all wonderful, wonderful things by all means. We all appreciate a really pretty goat to look at, but again, it is not ever going to be the main focus of my breeding program. So that being said, obviously, if I had something I could pair together and would make an awesome pair, and there's extra flash and potential polled involved, then it's just a win-win. Don't ever breed solely on just those 3 things though. All right, you guys, so those are the main things I'm considering when choosing my breeding pairs, and every year you just hope it works out great. And for those times that it does work out great, I do like to keep those pairings together and continue to breed them. Hence Cammy and Champ, they've been together for a long time. So other than that, I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna be a breeder, just be prepared to celebrate when the breeding works out really great, and be prepared to cull when it doesn't.
All right, guys, so we are back in the kitchen and about to make another one of our seasonal soaps. And this is our Peppermint Mocha bar. And it's a lovely bar. So initially this actually started out as just one of our fall soaps. However, because it is a bestseller and you guys love it so much, I did carry it into our winter soaps, which our winter soaps right now are listed on our Etsy shop, you guys, so go on over there and get some while they last. And it is perfect time because right now we are having free shipping on all domestic orders over $50. So again, head on over to the Etsy shop and stock up on some soaps for gifts, and of course for yourself as well. All right, so let's get making some peppermint mocha. Okay, so of course we're gonna start with my special blend of oils. I have coconut oil, shea butter, olive oil, and castor oil. And then you can't have goat milk soap without that lovely goat milk, so we're gonna start there. And then we have our lovely organic peppermint essential oil. And now we're just gonna blend these ingredients together really good. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna carefully add the lye. Now I'm just gonna stir this up until it's blended. You guys have seen me do it before. It's gonna change colors. So I'm not turning my stick blender on. I'm just gonna stir all that lye and oil and milk together. So if you guys can see that, the lye actually turns this a little bit darker than it is without the lye in it. And now I know it is completely mixed together. So I am gonna divvy up this soap here. Alright, so get my blender out of the way. Now I just need a little bit of this soap mixture to be white, because it's gonna be like the whipped cream, if you will, of the bar. So I don't need a lot. That's perfect. And so this is gonna stay white. And the rest of it, I have 2 ingredients that I'm going to add. So for starters, I have my coffee here. Now this is coffee that I actually ground up super, super fine, because if you don't, it's kind of like sandpaper on your skin. So this, grinding it up really fine just gives it a perfect exfoliation. So we're gonna add that in. And then here is just organic cocoa powder, which turns out is wonderful for the skin, you guys. Now we're gonna blend this up, or mix this up rather, but I don't wanna mix it more than I need to. I still wanna keep it a little bit runny so that I can swirl the white portion into it. All right, so I'm just stirring it to get it going a little bit. All right, here we go. All right. so that is to a very light trace, which is where I want it. And it's mixed up real good. So I'm gonna put this to the side. Okay, and I totally realized I messed up as soon as I put my stick blender into the darker soap before the light soap, but that's okay. I happen to be able to exchange it out. And I probably could just go ahead and put it into the white since I am mixing them together, but because I'm anal, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to switch out my blade here. And you can see it's already getting a little bit thick and I didn't even have the stick blender on it. So I'm not gonna blend it a lot, but get it just mixed up. We wanna make sure that it turns into soap. Good. All right, just clean up my mess a bit. And now I need my molds. All right, so if you guys see that consistency, a super light pudding. Now this is what you would call to trace. When you can see the soap sitting on top of the soap when you do this, and you can just see the swirly. So that is trace, and you see it's still pretty thin still. So this is the consistency I'm looking for. So I'm gonna dump it in the molds. That looks delicious. Don't eat it though. So I'm just eyeballing for evenness in each mold here. It's not rocket science. This one needs a little more. It smells so good. All right, so now we got our white, and I am looking for about the same consistency. However, if you see, the white got even thicker on me, but that's okay. It's still gonna do what I want it to do. All right, so I'm gonna have a little bit of height here so that this goes down in the soap. I'm just swirling it like so. Come back to this one. We'll come back. And at this point, we're just kind of filling up the mold using the rest of it. Okay, so for this topping, all I'm gonna do is take my spoon and I'm gonna twist it all the way down. And then it just gives it a little more of that white swirled throughout the chocolate. However, I don't wanna go crazy with it because then it's gonna mix the white and the darker chocolate coffee color together, which is not what I want. So just kind of do it, just don't go crazy on it because that is what it feels like you wanna do. Here we go. Just like this. And that puts it all throughout the soap, in the middle of the soap, and just makes it look really cool and swirly in there. Trying to be careful not to make a mess on the sides, but perfect. It's gonna be like one of the easiest toppings ever, but I love it. And that's it, you guys. Check it out, Peppermint Mocha.
Lovely.
Alright guys, so I'm going to get these in my cooler box and then start making some more so that we don't run out of it, of course. But other than that, you guys, we will see you all again soon.
Good evening, patrons. We have now made it to Dallas. That is downtown Dallas out the passenger side. My lovely camera girl is recording with her cell phone.
Hey, hey.
I'm wide awake. Don't worry about that. Now, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, but I seem to think that that big blue building there used to be green. If anybody knows why it's blue, please let us know down there in the comments. I'm pretty sure there's got to be somebody here from Dallas. It's such a big city. And look at this downtown. I mean, jeez. I've been through here at night before, and I was telling Crystal when we came through the other day, it's to see it at night's pretty neat.
Some big buildings.
Yeah.
Looks a little different at night for sure.
I gotta get over.
And the spaghetti bowl.
It's just a big town. I'm pretty sure Dallas is on track to pass Chicago as one of the biggest metro areas. If you know anything about that, let us know too. Here we're going. It's just happening fast, guys.
Yes, it is.
I'm going 56 miles an hour to 55, so I'm not speeding or anything if that looks fast. Ready to eat.
Very cool.
Unfortunately, I'm always driving, so I got Crystal recording this so I can look at it too. That's the Lorenzo Hotel. Lots of blue.
Blue lights, yeah, lots of them.
I wonder if a police officer died or something, if that's what's going on.
Maybe. Whoa.
That guy is not driving the Texas way, the friendly way.
No.
He about drove right into me.
Out of control.
There's a really cool bridge where we go over the Trinity River, which flooded real bad about a year ago, I think.
There's a globe thingy right there.
Yeah, I saw that. What is that globe thingy? If anybody knows what that is.
It's a globe thing.
I know we're asking a lot to someone live in Dallas. Please explain all of your buildings in the comments.
Ooh, that view.
Isn't that neat?
Wow.
Isn't that neat? That is neat.
That is neat.
Sheesh.
Congrats to those carpenters.
That's a cool thing to drive by.
That's beyond carpentry. That's architecture and iron workers.
Yeah.
Here's this big Trinity River bridge, which just looks awesome. It's like 2 St. Louis arches or something.
Alright. The windshield's a little dirty, guys.
That's Crystal's fault. She's supposed to clean it every time we stop, but she just plays with her goats instead.
That's not true. I got a guy for cleaning windshields.
Alright guys, I'm going to clean my windshield.
Oh.
And we will see you guys again. We're going to stop here in just a couple hours. It is 9 o'clock Arizona time, 11 o'clock. I'm sorry, my GPS is talking to me in my ear. It's 9 o'clock Arizona time, 11 o'clock Texas time. So we're in this weird little in-between. We're going to go for about another hour or two. I think the town of Weatherford is probably where we'll stop.
Oh no.
What happened there?
It looked like a semi broke in half.
Oh, that is not good.
Nope.
So yeah, we'll be stopping in about an hour, guys, and we'll see you. We'll talk again soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.